Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be quick today. There's lots going on, but again, we have Deputy Warden Dustin Inslow with us. He is going to start with a bit of a background of what's going on, catch everyone up, and then I'm going to open it for questions. Because we are a little stretched for time, I will ask to please have one question and then one follow-up. And if there's time, we can go back and ask another. I'm Nadine McCormick, the Public Information Officer for Annapolis Remo. And we will ask, when you ask your question, if you could please state your name and the agency that you're representing, that would be great. This is for our media, so we can keep you up to date as best we can. Just throwing it out there that we thank you very much for joining us and helping us get the word out. So without further ado, I will ask Deputy Warden to present a bit of a background.
Thank you, Nadine, and thank you again, everyone, for attending. So as of today, I know that the province just released an update just a short time ago. So we're just going to provide some of that information just in case people haven't seen it yet. So right now, it was reported that we're at or just slightly above 3,200 hectares. And there's currently 92 DNR staff, 22 people from Ontario, 5 from PEI, and 15 local firefighters, as well as we still have the 4 fixed wing skimmers that are on site and 2 contracted helicopters. We are really focusing our efforts right now on the people that were evacuated from the community. So we just want to reiterate the fact that any fire-related technical questions need to be directed towards Department of Natural Resources. They are the ones that are on the front lines attacking and fighting the fire. From our role, we are the logistical and support, and we look after our citizens within the area and the ones that are evacuated. It is our emergency, it is our thing, but they're fighting the frontline stuff on our behalf, and we have a very close working relationship, and it's working extremely well. Also, if anyone has questions about entry to the area and things like that, that needs to be related to DNR. However, we received direction this morning that at this time, due to what's going on the ground, no one is going to be allowed to retrieve items today. They're just trying to better assess the situation. And as the map that was released today, you can see that it's started to go towards the road. So there's a lot of unsafe areas, but they're expecting that they can have a better idea tomorrow if people will be able to be escorted to the location. We are expecting a much better day today than yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day for all hands. We saw extreme growth yesterday. And today we have a lot of people on the ground, and things are starting to be in our favor today. The rain last night helped. So we're hoping that they have good luck, and I'm sure we'll all get updates as we go through. A few things that I also want to touch on is the fact that we have multiple resources and supports available that we're working with. So so for anyone that's evacuated, we're encouraging everyone to reach out to the comfort station at the NSCC Middleton, or you can self-register online, and there's a link on our website, annapoliscounty.ca. I also wanted to take the time to confirm some information from rumors that have been happening through the past couple days. There is no charge for people that are staying at that shelter or accommodations that's provided by the Red Cross on our behalf. There is no charge, as well as there is internet that is working there. I know that there was some concern that there wasn't. So if you need access to internet, there is Wi-Fi and internet at that location, and they've increased the information on the walls. As well as we want to continue to put forward our 1-833 806-1515 number. And this number goes directly to our staff here at the municipality, and it's meant for any type of question. So as we get information that the staff that are manning those lines are updated, this is also the number that if you have concerns about your pets and you need support in housing them or any type of support at all, you can also access those services through there. And the last thing that I really want to talk about before we go into questions is we are working with the Salvation Army that they're the ones that are managing all the donations for pickup as well as providing support and the donations to the individuals. So they're the ones that are managing that on our behalf, as well as they're the ones that will be providing emotional support services for evacuees. And I realize that I have one more point I want to make. As we go through, and I know that yesterday there was some concerns on social media that houses were lost. And then this morning there was a notification that some trailers were lost. So we just wanted to confirm and let everyone know that only county staff will be the ones that will be informing evacuees if there's any official news of loss of dwellings. So if someone calls you and it's not from the municipality, and most likely it will not be over the phone, our plan is to, if we get to that point, that it's a very sensitive matter and we want to handle it as professional as possible. It is not true. So if you don't hear from Annapolis County in person, then that is not factual information. So it will only be us. It is our responsibility to advise residents if, and hopefully we don't have to, if a dwelling was lost. And it's only for the dwelling, so your residents that is on site. So that is all I currently have. I'll pass it over to Nadine.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. So I think the most organized way to do this is if you have a question, please put up your hand with the emoji and I will direct it to Deputy Warden Inslow. Does anyone have a question? Perfect. Sheldon?
Thank you, and thank you, Deputy Warden. I know yesterday you raised the issue of the 72 hours of folks being prepared to be on their own. Clearly, another day has passed since then. For folks who have concerns about getting medications or something else that may be of importance to them, what's the plan?
So the plan is if someone is in that situation, please reach out to our 1833 number and we'll take some information and then be better prepared to direct them in the right place. As well as starting today, we've gone to and we will continue to go through all of the community billboards within the local areas, and we're posting important information on who to reach and who to contact and resources. That way we can reach everyone as much as possible. So if anyone has any of those particular needs or questions around that, then please reach out to the 1833 number and we'll be able to direct you in the right way, or if not, we'll find an answer and get back to you.
Thank you. Do you have a follow-up, Sheldon?
I do. Just looking at resources, and I know that Lunenburg Regional Fire and Emergency has reached out deliberately to offer any effort or supports that may be needed. I know you say DNR is responsible for that. You've been on the ground. What are you seeing from the firefighters on the scene, and does it appear that they may need some help at some point where we have no rain in the forecast?
So as for the technical side, I'll have to direct that to DNR. I know that from my visits out to the site, and I haven't been out to the site in the past 12 or 24 hours, because if it's unsafe for people to go, then it's restricted for everyone. So myself and the warden have not been able to make it out to the site just yet. But during our last visit and tour, we did see firefighters from not just across Annapolis County, but across Southwest Nova and further up in Nova Scotia. I know that HRM was there providing support with the sprinkler systems for protecting homes. So it is a combined effort, and it's definitely a Nova Scotia strong type mentality. So we're here to help, and even if it's a fire department that's not within the local area, they might not be supporting directly to the fire. They may be supporting the fire department to cover off local departments that are helping directly with the fire. That way, there's no risk to the rest of the residents for anything that may happen.
Thank you. And just a reminder, if you could please share your name and the media outlet that you're representing, that would be great. Next, we have All Nova Scotia. I think you have your mute on. Oh, we might have them in a chat. Do we have anything from All Nova Scotia? Okay, let's go to Blake Seymour, and then we'll go back to
Hi.
All Nova Scotia.
Hi, it's actually Elizabeth McMillan from CBC.
Oh,
and
hi,
I was
Elizabeth.
wondering, hi, I was wondering if you have any more details on the province tweeted that, campers and trailers were impacted. So we were wondering how many, and if you could elaborate on that, were they outbuildings or were these structures that people lived in either seasonally or year round?
So at this point, that is definitely a Department of Natural Resource question. All I can say is that the map that was released by the province just a short time ago, you'll see that it looks as if the fire has crossed the West Dalhousie Road, and those dots that are within that fire zone are actually the trailers that were released that were lost. At this time, I do not know what type of trailers, but we were advised that they're not dwellings that people were living in. They were equipment that anyone else would potentially have as a travel trailer or any other type of trailer.
Great. Do you have a follow-up, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I'm wondering just how concerned you are about further evacuations.
So we're always concerned. I know that since the beginning of this incident, we have been taking a very prepared approach and advance notice as possible. So the unfortunate part is the evacuation is issued by us, but it's on the advice of Department of Natural Resources. So as soon as the conversation is started with Department of Natural Resources that there's a possibility, then we have the conversation looking. So as of right now, we have not been asked by DNR to look at advancing the evacuation. And since this topic is up, I do want to confirm that our last evacuation was just an evacuation area expansion. So there was no more people that were displaced. We still only have 107 homes that were part of the evacuation. It was more of areas to follow the fire as it went. And I'm assuming as we progress that maybe we would have to encompass that. But we'll wait to see the direction from the Department of Natural Resources.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We did have a question from Nathan from All Nova Scotia, but it was a bit of an echo of Elizabeth, and he just was asking, are there any additional evacuations?
So at this time, we're waiting on direction from the Department of Natural Resources. But as of right now, we do not have a request.
Next, we have Jason Malloy from Annapolis Valley Register. think you're muted, Jason, or you can write your question and I can ask it for you.
Hi, Dustin. Any issues with people not wanting to leave the evacuation area at this point?
So at this point, the last information we had when we initiated the evacuation was that everyone departed, and search and rescue checked on each house shortly after that. We've heard rumors that people have didn't evacuate. That is not true. So we're just encouraging people that have evacuated to make sure that they stay away and make sure that to allow the professionals to fight this fire. I know that it's a challenging time for everybody, and the residents that own the dwellings and the land that is there want to help protect it. But at the end of the day, we have to take the advice from Department of Natural Resources for life and safety. So we need to leave it to the professionals, and they know what they're doing. We were very fortunate that today is a lot better of a day than yesterday. And the fact that we had rain yesterday was a big morale booster. And it also allowed the department to get a better visual of what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank
Do you
you.
have a follow-up, Jason?
Yes, please. Any pushback since the local state of emergency was declared?
I wouldn't say that there's been any pushback. There was a few residents that were seeking additional information about exactly what it meant and what it was for. And then once that was clarified, it seemed to comfort, and everyone was fine with it. They realized that the state of local emergency was there to help the situation and allow us to help and protect them. But since that point, it's been fine. Their overall thought process, from my understanding, is everyone feels as if they're being supportive from us. We're trying to go above and beyond to provide help to the individuals that are going through this difficult time, as well as we're trying to provide support to the many volunteers that are helping at the front line, as well as not on the front line. And we're very appreciative to the province of Nova Scotia for taking the lead on this, and Department of Natural Resources and Emergency Management. But we've also received help from the Nova Scotia Guard. And I do also want to say thank you to the volunteers of the West Dalhousie Community Center. They are still supporting the people that are on the ground by cooking meals, and it's hard to fight a fire if you're running on no fuel. So we're appreciative of that and all the volunteers.
Just a little follow-up on that, if I could. Just what does that tell you about those people? Because some of those people for sure are in the evacuation zone, even though they're part of that community hall group.
For sure. So I don't have a huge amount of detail on that in great detail. I just know from my understanding and from my visits out there that the volunteers that are working and supporting the community center are not the individuals that have been evacuated. They are individuals that are outside of the evacuation point and volunteers that are part of that organization that reside outside of West Dalhousie. That way, the members that are evacuated can focus on what they need to do and supporting their family and through this difficult time.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dustin, and thank you and the staff for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We do have another question from Nathan from All Nova Scotia. He's wondering how many Nova Scotia Guards are there?
So that's a good question. But it's a very easy one to answer. We currently do not know. On the reports that we get, we currently do not get the update. It's only really been since Friday, early Saturday, that the Nova Scotia Guard has actually been on site. I do know that they're drawing from members of the local area. So the people I've seen on the ground wearing the Nova Scotia Guard shirts are a lot of familiar faces throughout Annapolis County, which is good. It means that we're going to continue to support. But as for the number, I do not have that at this time.
Thank you. Do we have any further questions right now? Excellent. I would just like to thank everyone for joining us again. Again, thank you so much for taking an interest in this and helping us support the messages getting out. You really are our messengers. So we appreciate everything you do and appreciate you joining us each day. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. So hopefully I will see you then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.